Hi guys, welcome back to Posture Labs and Alignment Fundamentals. My name is Emma Pigeon. Thank you so much for being here. Today we are going to cover all of the alignment fundamentals and common misalignments I see in Virabhadrasana 1, Warrior 1. So I'm going to show you this pose from standing and from downward facing dog. I'll show you from the side and from the front. The few main points I'm going to cover today is this is a closed hip posture. However, not 100%. So not like a mountain pose where your hips are pointing in the same direction like headlights on your hips. Your back hip is wanting to open a little bit, so the goal of the pose is to try to drive it forward. The second takeaway is the feet. Try not to grip the mat with the toes. As much as possible, we want to press through the heels and then the mounds of the feet, like the big toe mound, the pinky edge mound, and the pinky side blade of the foot. Third is the shoulders. In any pose, we don't really want the shoulders shrugged up to the ears, so try to relax. And finally, in this pose, you will have a little natural arch of your low back. You don't actually want to take it out completely, so just think about engaging your core a lot. You'll have a little arch still, but it'll be less. Now let's go ahead and jump into it. Come to the top of your mat standing and bring your arms down by your side in Tadasana, mountain pose. Your feet are on railroad tracks here. You're going to keep your feet on railroad tracks, meaning you're not going to stand on a tightrope. Each foot will stay in their own lane as we go back into Warrior 1. Bring your hands onto your waist. Shift the weight into your right leg. You can feel your hip alignment here. That's why we're going to keep the hands here. Step your left foot back about 3 to 4 feet or 1 meter and spin your left heel down on a 45-degree angle. Use your hands on your hips to bring your left hip forward, right hip back, and bend your right knee about 90 degrees. Now press the outer edge of the left foot down to drive that left hip forward. As you reach your arms up, think about twisting your torso a little bit over your front thigh. So you're driving left hip, left rib, and even left armpit a little bit more forward. Stamp your right heel into the mat, light toes. You'll notice there's an arch in my low back. If my spine were flat, I'd actually be hinged forward. So we don't want that. You'll keep a little arch, but just engage your core. Pull your belly button back. Relax your shoulders. There's many options for your arms. This is nice and traditional. You could put your palms together and look up the Ashtanga way. You could also cactus your arms. You could bring your hands to your heart, bind your hands. There's so many options you can do here. It's not always one right or wrong way, and all the different variations kind of make it fun. Let's go ahead and bring the hands back to the hips. Take a step forward with your left foot and release your arms down by your side. Now I'll show you from the front. So standing in mountain pose, feet are the width of your hips, toes pointing forward, hands to your waist for that hip alignment. Shift your weight into your left leg and take a generous step back with your right foot. Spin your heel down on a 45-degree angle. Use your hands to bring your right hip forward, left hip back, and bend your left knee almost 90 degrees. Press the outer edge of the right foot down and squeeze your right glute a lot. That's going to help drive the right side of your body forward as you reach your arms up. Relax your shoulders. Stamp your left heel into the mat. Pull your ribs in. Stay here and breathe. Keep bending into the left knee, pressing into the outer edge of your right foot for 3, 2, 1. Bring your hands to your waist. Step your right foot up to meet your left foot and release your arms down by your side, Tadasana. Now let's go ahead and get in from a downward facing dog. I like this way a little bit better. It's easier for me to spin the back heel down, but it's personal preference. Find your downward facing dog. Again, feet are the width of your hips on railroad tracks. You're going to keep your feet on railroad tracks the entire time. Take an inhale. Exhale, step your right foot forward towards your right thumb. Spin your left heel down while you're here. So your legs are already perfectly set up. You have a big bend in your right knee. The left heel is spun down. Squeeze your legs. Keep them sturdy as you reach both arms up. Now drive your left hip forward. Tug your right hip back. Relax your shoulders, knit your ribs in. Try to avoid falling to the inner edge of the back foot. Press the outer blade down for 3, 2, and 1. Put your hands back down on the mat. Roll onto your left toes. Step your right foot back to downward facing dog. Perfect. Now we're going to go and do that from the front position. So I want you to find your downward facing dog. Take an inhale. Exhale, step your left foot forward towards your left thumb. Spin your back heel down on a 45-degree angle. Your legs are strong and sturdy, and reach your arms up. Squeeze the legs. Press the outer edge of your right foot down. Drive your right hip forward and relax your shoulders. Stamp your left heel into the mat. Keep bending. Breathe here. You should feel a little stretch through this right hip flexor. Feel your core working for 3, 2, and 1. Put your hands back down on the mat. Roll onto your right toes and step back to downward facing dog. All right, you guys. I hope you found that tutorial of Warrior One useful. If so, let me know in the comments. If I missed something, you can also let me know. Go ahead and look out for more posture labs and alignment fundamentals classes. I'll be releasing one every single week on Friday. The poses will get progressively more challenging. So right now we're still into the basics, but it's always good to come back to these basic poses and make sure you still have that correct alignment. Thank you so much for watching, and make sure you hit the subscribe button if you haven't already.